I imagine you've not always been like this, have you?
Nah, not at all.
There's a past you and there's a current you. Who was the past you and what got you to this point, bro, where you thought, I need to change?
You have to sit with yourself and spend some time alone and actually think like, what can I do to better my situation? It was a build-up of a load of events. I've been homeless 3 or 4 times. I threw my education away. I went to jail when I was 16 over one stupid mistake, trying to fit in, trying to be like everybody else. I ended up following the wrong crowd, got addicted to drugs, ended up homeless, ended up getting in loads of beef.
So where do you see yourself like in the next 5 years then?
I just see myself growing and expanding and just changing as many lives as I can. I think in 5 years' time, I think my name will hold a lot of weight through all the work that I've done and how much I've give back. So I think like motivational speaking on a large scale is just definitely on the table in the next year or 2. And I think like obviously growing this community and just changing as many lives as I can really, bro.
Sweet then, introduce it. Well, I don't really introduce it. I just say, what's happening, bro?
Yes.
That's how we do it.
Yeah, good, man.
We're Manx, aren't we?
I know, man. I'm happy to be here, though, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm glad you come on, bro. So, how I got onto you, I'd seen a few of your clips, bro, floating about, inspirational, get up and go sort of stuff. You know what I mean? Man. You watch it and think, right, it's go time now. I need to get in the gym or get my head out my ass or, you know, whatever mood you're in.
Yeah.
And then I seen it, you popped up and I said to Jerome, this fella's popped up, bro. Spoke very highly of you, said definitely get him on, bro.
Yeah, he's top Jerome, definitely.
So yeah, man, I didn't do much research on you, bro. I don't know who you are. Got your name off Instagram. So I don't know where we're gonna go with this, bro, but it'll be a good chat. So yeah, man, tell us a little bit about you, bro, and we'll just go with the flow. Where you come from, stuff like that, innit, and we'll go from there.
I'm from South Manchester originally.
Okay.
But I've lived all over. I've been fucking homeless, been in hostels, been in jails, been all over the country really. But my home, South Manny, yeah. That's
what part of South Manchester from?
Wivenshaw.
Wivenshaw. Big council estate.
Yeah, it was like the biggest in Europe at one stage, wasn't it? So yeah. It's got a bit of a bad rep, but some good people come from there, man. Some quality people come from there.
Do you not think, bro? It's funny, you know, because you know when this word council estate, you see it on memes. People will say, "Oh, people use like the job centre as a." What did they say? They say something stupid. You know, if someone's room's painted grey, job centre this. You know, when people overdo the council estate. You
stereotyping,
innit? Just take the piss out of council estate living and that. But in my experience, could be different for you guys, but I've said this before, you know, some people that grow up with a great upbringing, silver spoon, everything's been great. Not all of us, but a lot of them. It can affect them in a negative way.
They don't have the character that what like council estates are like character building areas. Do you know what I mean? Some of the most like genuine people come from council estates because they've been tried and tested and beat up by life and always had the short end of the stick. And then they've had to overcome adversity. Whereas if you've been given everything all your life, you don't know what it's like when a bit of adversity is going to come and face you. You might crumble, you might sell your people out. Do you know what I mean? You might not have loyalty, you might not have charisma that it's going to take to get over an obstacle that gets put on your lap. And that's what people like us, from the places we come from, we're brought up. That comes with the territory, doesn't it?
It does. It definitely brings up. So obviously, you get good and bad people everywhere. From them backgrounds and these backgrounds. But I feel like people from these backgrounds won't frown upon someone over here that comes from a great upbringing.
Yeah.
They'll just treat them as they are, call it how they see it, whereas a lot of people from here will frown upon us lot when there's some great people over here. Like you say, I think it comes from that sort of, the experiences mold you to get to a point in life where you're quite accepting of people around you and a little bit more supporting, and you know, just the way you look at things, your outlook to life's so different, in my opinion, because you know, comments, people just shoot you down.
You can see it from you can see it from their point of view, because if you're going to stereotype, you've got to look at like the probability of meeting a solid character off an estate. You're more likely to, if they went to the council estate, they're more likely to get mugged. They're more likely to come across those type of wrongers that we've just grown up and learned to love and learned to accept. You know what I mean? They don't know what it's like, so they can't relate to it. So they're just going to put us all in one bracket because it's safer to just go, nah, they're like one way and we're like this way. Do you know what I mean? So you can see it from both sides of the fence, really.
You can, innit? It's a mad one, really. I wouldn't change where I come from for a second.
No, I wouldn't at all. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've got some good memories from there. I've got some bad ones, but even the bad ones have turned out to benefit me. Do you know what I mean? The lessons that I've learned through the mistakes that I've made, through the hardships, through the times I've been stabbed in the back, through the fucking people I've screwed over and vice versa. Like the lessons that I've learned growing up just finding me way on the streets and things like that. I'd never want to take them away from me, because then there's no guarantee if we took all the badness and all the mistakes out of your life that you'd be here now doing this podcast with me, and vice versa. I think everything happens for a reason, and I think it builds you and constructs you, doesn't it, coming from a rough background. So I wouldn't change none of it.
It almost gives you that sense of appreciation, the smaller wins.
Oh, mate.
And as you travel through life, like, it's just your outlook is so different.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You don't take much for granted, the people over that side might be like taking the little things that we would celebrate. Yeah. They just shrug it off like it's nothing because they've been handed everything. Whereas us, because we've had to fight and scrape and had near misses and things like that, and had to learn the harsh lessons.
Yeah.
One thing we appreciate more than anything is good people.
100%.
Because they are few and far between. Do you know what I mean? They are few and far between. But I think when you come from a background like that, I think you're more grateful.
Of course you are.
100%.
It's like I do construction as well on the side, bro. Well, I say that. The main thing is construction. This is on the side. You know what I mean? I've just not had a job for a bit.
Yeah, man.
But, bro, I don't know if you've experienced this, but I find, bro, I get stereotyped a lot at work, and it annoys me for how I speak.
Yeah, 100%.
Bro, I get the little, them low comments, them low blows, just...
Yeah, of course.
Yes, bro. So, but it comes from a place of, bro,
you don't
we're
have
not
to...
the same, don't do that. I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
I'm here trying to put on my professionalism and I shouldn't even try to, I'll probably go wrong by trying to speak a certain way in the workplace and they see right through it, but if I've just let my hair down and speak how I am, I'm going to be like judged for that. When I do a good job, I'm good at my work, and I've said this before, there's some people that sound great and they're shy at the job.
Well, that's on them. if they're gonna overlook the job that you're doing and overlook the look that you're doing, overlook the work that you're doing, then that's something that speaks volumes on their shitty character, not yours. Because I get the same thing because I'm speaking online all the time. Not a lot, but you get someone will pop up judging me by the way that I look, or comment on the fact that I've got veneers, or...
Oh, they love that one, don't they?
Yeah, they love that, but when you go on it, it's always somebody with fucked up teeth, or they want to talk about my hairline, or something saying it's glued on, or something. I've had someone say that. And then when you go on their page, mate, they ain't got one, so I'm like, it's never somebody coming from a decent place, so you've just got to see right through it. Like, if you're good at your job, I just judge you, basically, off your merit, not off your fucking... not off your aesthetic fucking look, do you know what I mean? I'd be looking at your work like, forget what he talks like, look at the job that he's done. Whereas they can't, obviously they're holding something against you because they can't fault your work. Exactly. Do you know what I mean? Because in spite of all you fucking what you've been through in your background and all that, you're still sick at your job, and some people can't stomach that. Do you know what I mean?
So you see, again, I feel like maybe that comes from when you say character building, from the places we come from. Do you think that's sort of in us to think, I'm going to dominate this job? When I get in it, I'm going to be shit hot at it.
It's nice to prove people wrong and show,
do you know what I mean?
I'm not just another fucking statistic. I've got some shit about me, and you're gonna see it.
Watch
do you know what I mean? It's nice to shock people almost, because they'll judge you from what you look like, but then your effort will just overshadow your background and things like that. And it's nice to just watch the shock on people's faces. Do you know what I mean? Proving them wrong.
Yeah, definitely. I fully agree, bro. It's nice, innit? Like you say, the shock when you go in there, because you know when someone's looking at you a certain
all
way.
Day.
I see it all day. It's written all over their faces, and I think once we get past this stage, then we'll see what's going on.
Yeah.
But it burns some of them up as well in the workplace.
Yeah, they don't like to see it because they think like, how's he outshining me? How's he working harder than me? How's he getting more notoriety than me? When he's come from fuck all, and I've had, do you know what I mean? They know in the back of their mind they should be further along, but rather than give you props, they'd rather hate and throw shade, or do you know what I mean? Which is, it's a sad world that we live in, and I think, see, with the social media thing and the internet, it makes a lot of people feel more comfortable, like, expressing their frustrations and things like that, because there's going to be no comebacks. Like where we come from, if you're going to chat shit about somebody, you're going to try and find fault, you're going to have to back it up.
Yeah, it is.
Whereas now, the comment section, it's like the no consequence section, because you can just talk shit about people from your little mum's box room and not get no backlash. Do you know what I mean? You can speak to people like you were saying earlier before we started filming that. You get some people just commenting on the way you look and things like that. Whereas if it was outside, they probably wouldn't even say a word to you. But because they can do it from the safety of social media in the comment section, they think they can get away with murder. Do you know what I mean? It's a sad age that we live in when you think of it like that. But
it's mad how many people you'll probably walk past in the street that have give you abuse online and you won't even know them.
In it, because they've got a fucking cat picture. Oh man!
I see people looking at me and I think, you know, when you can tell someone recognise you, and my first thing is, wonder if they see me on the podcast or something. Or I wonder. And I always think, wonder if you're one of the good guys, one of the bad ones.
You can tell because it's like, you get a side eye, do you know what I mean? And I used to think me before, when I first started getting like an online presence and someone would like, I'd see someone looking at me and I'd be like, the fuck's he looking at, do you know what I mean? But then all of a sudden I'm thinking,
remember, don't you?
I'm thinking I'm actually doing something, do you know what I mean? I'm probably been seen on the algorithm or on the For You page, do you know what I mean? So I need to stop get that. That's that old mentality that we grew up with, like when staring at that type thing, and that you've just got to get rid of that.
I've done the same thing, bro, but you need to rid that. That's something that'll be in you from where you come from as you grow up, and you do need to rewire that.
Comes with maturity as well, doesn't it?
Of course it does.
Of course, man.
Because it's quite easy to think, give them a sort of look back, and then you look at me one way, I look at you one way, then it's words, then it's verbal, and then
it could just go left for no reason, You
got a fanny and you're rolling about on the floor with him. Do you know what I mean? Just thought it was someone else. But man. So you as a person then, bro, now let's say we broke the ice because we knew we'd just go into chatting. Plenty of reels. So who would you say you are, bro? Like, where are you trying to take this from? Obviously, we know where you come from. What's your angle online and with this? Like, are you trying to be an influencer? Like, what
I already kind of, I'm influencing for free, do you know what I mean? But I just see myself as a lot of my clients and the people in the community that I look after, they say to me, I'm like the big brother that they never had. I'm like the mate that they never had, the straight talking person who they can go to, who you're just going to get a no nonsense, unfiltered truth bomb. You might not want to hear it, but you know it's going to be coming from a place of love and coming from the greater good. So that's what I would say I am in a nutshell. I'm that person that you need, the person that I needed when I was younger. That's the person that I'm trying to create. I'm trying to create that guy, that man, and it's a work in progress. It's a journey, do you know what I mean? I'll never stop growing and developing, but I'm trying to be that guy and that person that I needed when I was younger. Do you know what I mean? So if I can affect a couple of people every day, just with me free content, do you know what I mean? You don't have to be a client of mine. Go to my page. There's about 600 videos of me there just pouring the art out and showing vulnerability and, you know, speaking about topics. There's a lot of things I can't speak about because I don't fucking know about it. I can't tell you how to get rich because I ain't figured that out yet. Do you know what I mean? But I can tell you how to fucking find your self-worth because there was a time when I lost mine and I had to proper go dig deep and work into it and build myself up from scratch. I've had to do it a number of times. So if I can time collapse somebody's goal, if I can be that fucking positive male influence that I never had when I was younger, then I'm happy doing that, me. That's who I am.
So that's who you are, boom. You've nailed it for me now. You've let me in. There was a time. So at what point, so before this, you've not always been like this, have you?
Nah, not at all.
So at what point in your life, if you want to go, there was a breaking point. I sound like some shrink now, don't I? I imagine there was a breaking point in your life. So there's a past you and there's a current you. Who was the past you and what got you to this point, bro, where you thought, I need to change?
I'm like one of them guys, like, you can tell me to stop speeding a million times. I've said it before. You tell me to stop speeding my car a million times. It won't be till I bend it round a fucking tree that I'll actually stop and go, you know what, he was right. Do you know? I don't really have one of them, like, defining moments. I just have a shit show that I call my young adult life. And it was just you just get to a point. Every man gets to a point, where you get sick and tired of having the short end of the stick. And you're not, and when you're a good person and you've got a pure heart and you don't want to let your fucking surroundings dictate how you live the rest of your life, you have to sit with yourself and spend some time alone and actually think, like, what can I do to better my situation? So it was just a basic, like, it was a build up of a load of events. Like, I've been homeless 3 or 4 times. I threw my education away. I went to jail when I was 16 over one stupid mistake, trying to fit in, trying to be like everybody else. Do you know what I mean? And I spent loads of my 20s doing that, trying to go out where everyone's going out, trying to follow the crowd. And I ended up following the wrong crowd, got addicted to drugs, ended up homeless, ended up getting in loads of beef and things. I've been fucking on the wrong side of a knife. I've been through a lot, lost people close to me. There's loads of moments that have broke my heart and brought me down, and I've had a clear-cut sign and an indicator to make these sorts of changes. But with me, I'm the last to fucking hear about everything. I'm always late to the party. I'm like one of them guys that will shout you and go, have you heard this new song? And you're like, it's been out for about a month, you dick. Like, that's who I am. I'm always late to the party. So even though I feel like I'm late to the party now, I'm just somebody who's had a proper shit show of his 20s and started to turn it around towards the end of my 20s. And I just think, if I can do that for other people, like I was saying before, if I can make them. So they say a wise man learns from his own mistakes. A wiser man learns from someone else's mistakes. So if I can be that front man, if I can say, look, these are my vulnerabilities, these are the mistakes that I've made, and hopefully help other people and inspire them not to make the same mistakes as me, then That's my goal, but it took me to wreck all me. So I wouldn't say I wrecked all my 20s, because like you say, you can't regret your past because it molds you into the person that you are, like the character building and the things we touched on earlier. So I would just say, for the sake of the fucking tape, that like it was my whole 20s. It's a load of like knock-on events, loads of bits of trauma, loads of things that I'm not deal with, loads of like unawareness of how to deal with certain things that I've been through. Do you know what I mean? And then just getting sick and tired of it and thinking, I've got to turn it around. And then you get to a point in your life where you've got to assess what you're good at. You've got to assess your gifts. Like, I was never fucking good at sports. I was never going to be the next Wayne Rooney or not like that, do you know what I mean? But I'm always been good with people, and I've always been good with speaking. So then I'm like, right, who else is good at speaking? And then the good thing that we've got now, like how we've connected, we've got social media and the internet. So even if your fucking friendship group shit, even if you are from fucking Civic or wherever you're from, and you're from a shithole, or you live next to the job centre, and you feel like you've got no one, you can just whip up your phone. Everybody's got a phone. You can just whip up your phone and connect with people. Like, without social media, we wouldn't have connected today. Do you know what I mean? And now, between us as a collective, we're going to put this podcast out, and even if it touches one or two people, and they think, you know what, that's inspired me to make change. I'm going to get up, I'm going to fuck my surroundings off. I'm not going to let my area dictate how I live my life, and I'm going to make some changes. Then we've won. Then, do you know what I mean? But that's what it done for me. So I had to look online for my influence, you know, and for my motivation and things like that. Because when I went outside and looked outside, I didn't see nothing. I didn't see nothing but the same old shit. Do you know what I mean? And you've got to get to a point. You can go through the blender like I did. You can go through loads of shit, but you've got to get sick of it yourself. You've got to get off that hamster wheel. You've got to think, right, if I stay here, I'm either going to end up doing years, or I'm going to end up a fucking baghead, or I'm going to end up getting in trouble or hurt or whatever. So I need to take myself away. Do you know what I mean? And start trying to build, just build off what you've got.
I think I'm going to relate here. So when you said about all of the bullshit you went through as a kid, so I agree when you say you have to make a conscious decision. Though I've had enough, because I've said this before. Like, I went to jail a lot when I was a kid, bro. You got to do a thinking skills program, this program. You got to do this to get out. You got to see probation. We're going to put you on this course because this will do this for you. We'll put you on that course because it'll learn you to deal with anger and this, that, and other. I applied none of it when I got out. None of it. Whereas he should have said, we're going to put you in a joinery course or a this, and they might have been able to apply it once I've sort of made out that I had a degree in joinery or whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? But it was just nonsense, bro. I'd sit there, I'd have the certificate, I'd go home and I'd repeat the cycle. But I done what you did. I got to a point when I checked my surroundings, and when I said no, bro, I never looked back. When I said no, not when probation or my mum or my missus or every single friend said to me, no, stop now. No, whatever, bro, let's go bend a car around a lamppost. Like, that was me, bro. You just said what I've done. But when I said no, then we're good now. You're not going to talk me into no nonsense, bro. I lead the way now, for me. Do you know what I mean?
100%, because you don't, it's hard, some of us are like hard-headed learners, we don't learn from, you know, you have to get to a point where you get sick of it, like you said, you know.
I agree as well, like, you should learn from other mistakes. You can look at others and see, like, I don't want to make the same mistakes as him or her, or, it's mad, innit, because we've got a lot of friends that come up with, say, not the best parents, and you could see the mistakes they made, but then went out and made the same ones, do you know what I mean? So you don't always use other people as an example to think not do that.
You can, but because you know what, I think it's where, so when you look at your surroundings and stuff like that, because you know where we come from on the places we come from, the estates and that, you see the extreme worst case scenario, so you think as long as I'm not near that, then I'm not that bad. You always settle for not that bad, do you know what I mean? You don't actually, you don't know what, you might not know what good looks like, but you know what not that bad looks like. So as long as you're over there somewhere in the middle, you kind of just cruising, and you just become like desensitized to a lot of shit, and you don't see the possibility of change, but you see the possibility of it all going pear-shaped, and you stay away from that. So you think you're good, and you get yourself in some sort of like false sense of security, to the point of where before you know it, years have passed by, you've achieved fuck all, you're still going around the same fucking loop. Do you know what I mean? Innit, bro?
It does pass quick, doesn't it?
It passes fucking by quick. Remember when you was a kid and people used to say, oh, it'll fly by and all that, and you used to think, fuck off.
Now it does. I was saying to my mate the other day, Christmas again in a minute, bro.
Yeah. It's mad, mate. It only feels like the other year, everyone was all promising all the New Year's resos they were going to do and all this shit, and now it's summer and no one's done fuck all, and I'm like, where was all the voices from January, bro?
It's easy to do so though, innit?
Yeah.
I have this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Do you know one of my wake-up calls as well, for me? I done a lot of my jail when I was young. And once I got on that hamster wheel, bro, like I say, if I stepped off, some cunt would throw me straight back on it again. We're going again, mate. Like, you just recalls and tags. Once they've got you, and then you make one mistake after another, and you try to rectify this mistake by making another that don't seem like a mistake that sends you right. It's a vicious cycle, innit?
Yeah, it's not really there to help you, is it? It's a system. And if you do live by it to a T...
It helps them get you out of the way. That's all it is, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
You can get through it, but it is difficult.
What is good from it is, like you say, your experiences. It gets you to a point in life where you really do appreciate where you are and what you're doing, and it gives you that driving force to think, I'm at it now. Where if you don't get no fuel, you're not going anywhere. That's kind of your fuel. But I done it a lot when I was younger. A lot of my mates, you're always in and out of jail. You're always in and out of jail. I remember seeing man at a certain age, say our age now, and I'm thinking, I don't look good on you, bro, jail at that age.
Yeah.
I remember seeing
because you know how precious time is as you get older, and you know, especially when you've got because you've got a vision with this podcast and the other things that you're doing with the music, and you've got a goal and a vision, so you think how long it takes you to get to the next goalpost. Imagine doing that, just sat in a fucking 4x5 fucking shitty cell,
bro.
Doing nothing, festering. Your brain's too activated to go and sit behind the door now, so you know how precious time is. And when you see man like we know throwing it down the toilet like it means absolutely nothing for the sake of what a fucking toxic relationship or a bit of dog, you think, what the fuck are you doing, man?
That's why it's good to get out of your system as a kid, though, innit? When you're not aware of time, I'm not saying go to jail, but it's not as hard on you. But when you get to this point, I find it baffling. When I see man going in and out at our age, I think we both know about this time thing, bro, where we're up to and where life's going. And you're going to get to a point here where you come up really stuck. Because again, at our age, bro, all of this money that's coming in and that, keep that, stick it back under your fucking bed somewhere, mate. You need a credit score, bro, to get your goals nowadays. Money's good, but you know yourself, you get to our age, bro, you need to start working. As the missus says,
it depends how it comes as well. If it comes fast, it goes fast, you know what I mean?
Fast.
Anything fast doesn't last.
No, exactly.
So it's like, it's how you're getting it and things, and it's just, and all it does is just, it keeps you on that hamster wheel as well, do you know what I mean? But like, certain people, I don't think certain people actually really think about their time, and they don't see their time as valuable because they are actually adding no value. They're sat in the wings, they're using their platforms to fucking bang girls and do stupid shit, you know what I mean? And act the goat and pop bottles and show off. Do you know what I mean? They've not got a purpose, and when it's a dangerous thing for a man not to find his purpose, because you don't value time. Like we're on the other side. We value our time. We value conversations like this and things, whereas they take it for fucking. Certain people take it for granted because that's all they know.
No purpose. You got no
purpose,
sense of time.
Man.
You kind of almost sat there uninterested. You're not asked,
you're desensitized to the idea of time and the value of it. And I feel for those people more than the people who actually seek help, because the people who seek help have got to the point where I got to, where you've had enough and you're actually trying to actively change. So I don't worry about them. I worry about the people that don't actually see the value in their time in the 24 hours a day, because I think one day, I fear that they'll just wake up one day like a 50-year-old man, lived a sick, mad life of crime, probably write the sickest book you've ever seen, or direct the best movie you've ever seen in your life. But they won't have achieved anything, and it's going to hit them like a ton of bricks, and they're just going to live like the rest of the days in depression. Do you know what I mean? That's what I worry about. Them sort of people.
No, yeah, definitely.
But it's so common, innit, from places like where we come from.
Of course it is, bro. It's more common than not.
Yeah, it's mad,
more common than that. I feel like the internet has changed a lot. We get a lot in terms of the areas we come from, though. This side of the internet is good for our side of the tracks where we come from. Got a lot of youngsters getting into podcasts, into music. They're seeing, like, to yourself speaking. I feel like that whole speaking this gangster shit online, the negativity is washed out now. People want to see the inspirational stuff.
Because they need that.
Yeah, coming from someone that's walked the path as well. They're like, this is him speaking like that, that. Get up, get to it, get to the gym, guys. What you doing laying there? People listen. They take it on board. And do you know what I mean? So it is good. Do you know what I mean? What do you do for a living? I feel like you're a personal trainer.
So I used to do personal training, but I just don't like the ins and outs of like having someone next to you and like people not showing and stuff like that. And I'm better with my mouth. I'm better at speaking. The way everybody always said to me, even since a young age when my shit was all the way wrong. So everyone was always saying, when I speak to you, you get me pumped up.
Yeah, if someone a good bit of hands.
So that's always been in the back of my mind. Like any of my girl mates, if they've been going through a breakup and they come and see me for half an hour and they fucking feel 10 men then going, you know what I mean? And they feel
motivational, bro.
Yeah, motivational. So that's one of the things that I'm actually going to do. But as it stands now, I'm a life coach. I've got like, I say lifestyle coach because I teach people everything from fitness to nutrition to biohacking to things like I've got like a mental health group that I do every Monday where it's like a community of people who come from like domestic abuse, who are fucking going through the system and things like that. People who are really struggling, who've come back from addiction and things like that. I've got a solid group of people and I'm actively changing their life every week. We have a group call every week. It's supposed to be an hour. I said an hour. Fucking the other night, it was on till 2.5 hours, mate. We go from having a joke to going through everyone's story and this and that. It's just like it's like a friendship. Do you know what I mean? It's like I've created a friendship, and it's better than I ever could have imagined because I'm changing people's lives actively, and I'm creating a solid group of friends. Like I know anybody in my community. If I was ever in their hometown, because they're from all over the UK, if I was ever in any of their hometowns and I needed something, I could just ring them. Like that's how close it's got. And I never thought it would be so solid as what it is now. But I have concentrated clients like one-to-one who want to do what I'm doing, speaking online, learn about selling because I sell courses as well, like, so they want to learn how to like create, like I've got a breakup course, I've got a course on masculinity, I've got things like a supplement course, something, they're only cheap, but it's just something that's going to benefit other people rather than me, because you post a reel on it and it'll go straight to the bottom of the algorithm, because I'm doing like 3 a day some days. I checked on my Instagram the other day and it tells you what you post and how often you post. And in the last 30 days, I've done 99 videos and it doesn't even feel like I've done that many. So I'm thinking some days I must have done 4 me. I'm thinking, I'm like looking at it and I'm thinking, is that right? Checking all my statistics and things like that. So I'm just fucking, So anyway, that's basically what I do. So I'm just changing lives, just trying to be that guy, what I was saying before, trying to be the best version of myself and give that person to everyone that comes to me for help. Like I don't even really do no ads. I don't run no ads. I don't have no like marketing strategy and things like that. I'm just me. I'm just trying to be the best me that I can, put it online and bring people in and just coach people and try and change their lives for the better. So to say it was like, when you think of life coach, you think of like a shrink, don't you? You think like just sitting down like this and telling someone like, you know, actionable steps sort of thing. Like I don't know. I just never really liked the title life coach me. So it says in my bio, lifestyle coach, but like, I don't know, I just think it's more than that. I think it's a cross between being a mentor, like being, I don't know, it's hard to give it a thingy, but yeah, I'm just trying to build my brand as well. I think my brand's gonna grow, man.
It's good, man. I like that. It's about new people like you. Yeah, sorry, guys, as usual, 20 minutes it goes off. We're talkers. We're back, bro.
You just put them together, can't you?
Yeah, we just put them together. Anyway, I want to step over here a bit. Still the internet. But obviously, like you say, you do courses and that online, bro. Lifestyle coach, whatever you want, whatever title you want to put on it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of money online now. Good money, bad money. What is your thoughts on OnlyFans, bro? Be it male or female on there. Like, what's your take on that, bro?
I think if you're going to do it, I think a lot of people who are actually in that space don't really know what they're doing. Most of the women that are doing it, they're absolutely gorgeous to look at, but they don't know what they're doing. They've not got no strategy. They've got no manager. The only ones who are really killing it is probably 5% of the whole thing are probably making 100K a year. Do you know what I mean? I can't remember the statistics. I've seen it on a podcast. But I think if you're going to be in that sort of industry that could potentially backfire on your kids down the line, that could potentially put a fucking light on you when people can actually see bits of you that no one really should get to see for a small amount of money, you've got to be very strategic with it. You've got to have a plan. You've got to have a manager. You've got to know how to assess your clients. You've got to have a proper business mind. And I don't think a lot of these young girls that are doing it, they just think, what, I can just get my tits out for fucking, or wear a nice lingerie set and do X, Y, and Z and get the same amount as slaving in a call center all day. And I get to go gym, and I get to be an online fucking influencer, and I get to have all the fruits of life. But then they're looking at that side of things, not knowing that they're disgracing themselves for something that's not really worth it. But you know, girls who you hear things like, well, they'll go into the space, make a bag with a strategy, do it 3, 4, 5 years, pull the money out, set up a business, go somewhere else. Like that to me, I think some of the things that I've done to make money, mate, I can't sit here and say you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do that. Like the fucking head teacher of the fucking social media space, because I'd be an hypocrite. I think you should do exactly what you feel in your bones you need to do to get that head start that you need. If you're a woman and your brother's a fucking pisshead, your dad's nothing, do you know what I mean? And you've got nobody around you, and the only thing you have got is your beauty and is your sex appeal and stuff like that. If you can leverage that to get yourself a bag, to put yourself in a position where you can open a shop, where you can do something thingy, but what some of them do is they go into it blind. They go into it with just their looks and no plan. And I think that is the worst thing you can possibly do, because then you'll get hooked on the money, you'll get hooked on the lifestyle, and before you know it, you'll be doing it when you're 40, you'll be doing it when you've got kids, and your kids will get a backlash of bullying, like we can see your man for the fiver type behaviour, do you know what I mean?
That's the side of it I disagree with as well. So when you say like with a plan, obviously, do you feel like, because there is plenty of money in OnlyFans, but like you say, there's plenty of money in OnlyFans, but we only see the people that are making plenty of money in OnlyFans. We don't see the ones that are on their asses because it's not working, because that's just not how it works, is
Everybody thinks that you're automatically getting paid thousands, but some of them, you'd be very surprised.
Like
you'd be very surprised at the percentage of people that are actually making six figures. Like, it's a very, very small margin. Like I think it's like 6% of creators without managers. Like I don't think any without managers. There's no solo person in that space that's making a killing. Not for if you have to weigh up the pros and cons. Do you know what I mean? It's not gonna weigh in their favour. The bag's not gonna be big enough to deal with the fucking the demoralising of it and the shame that it could possibly cause further down the line.
Do you feel like if there's no strategy to what you're gonna do, you're kind of basically selling yourself short for something that 9 times out of 10 is going to fail. Now you've just put yourself all over the internet half naked. If you've got kids, I honestly think you really need to weigh it up properly, because you need to put, I think a lot of people do OnlyFans, and shoot me down if you want, it's selfish, bro. Laziness.
I was just about to say that. If it's to buy a fucking Louis Vuitton bag and it's not to fucking you know what I mean? If it's all for the wrong kind of reasons, then you can only expect a wrong kind of outcome. Do you know what I mean?
To keep up online with a load of people that are showing you a fake Louis Vuitton handbag, and you're going to go and sell your titties for a real one.
Yeah.
I think once you commit to being a father or a mother, bro, things change now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I ain't got a little one running around, so it's easy for me to say. But I think, like yourself, who am I to tell someone not to go make some money? But if it's at the cost of your kid going to school now, every kid's got an iPhone, bro. Imagine being a young lad or a young girl in the playground, bro, and the bully comes at you in the form of, look who I found online. Bro! Oh my God.
Not even that, because you think it'd be a bully, it'd be all your mates.
Exactly. And then it's, what do you do?
It'd be every man.
What do you do? Your little man who you admire, your little one who you admire. Again, if you, from that point in life comes, you need to change your ways, or you need to just bow out. You don't step into that realm, but if you are going to step into that realm of, like you say, you know, when you got a girl that's got the looks, she's going to go into OnlyFans to get ahead in life. Again, we've all done stupid shit for money. I've never sold my ass, like, but it's up to them what they want to do. Yeah. It's a picture online, I suppose. And I've never been on that side of OnlyFans. I'm assuming that there's titties everywhere. Could be lingerie, like
with a strategy, you don't. Yeah, it's not as like full on.
Hardcore as I'm thinking.
It's not as hardcore with a strategy and somebody behind you managing you. It's not.
But what do we do as humans, bro? We get greedy. So you're going to go online now, you have got the looks, and they all come flocking. Let's say it happens for you, and you do very well. Now you're making a lot of money. It takes some discipline, bro, to bow out of that, you know.
Yeah, of course.
Even if you've got 6 houses already and loads of Louis V bags, and you've got wealth in assets that you can't really crumble unless you can literally an idiot.
Yeah.
It's like drug dealers, bro. Trappers, we've all got mates. We're from Manchester. We've had friends. We know friends. There's people around us now that are doing very well, done very well, but they didn't get out well. They had the chance, and then they come out of jail with nothing, and they get it all taken from him because they're running around on the internet with all the Rolexes when they could have had bricks and mortar and other things. Only discipline lets people get ahead and bow out, but discipline is...
It's the lifestyle, like I was just saying. It's the lifestyle. When you're getting your money up, whatever you're doing, if your lifestyle's growing with it, then you're gonna have to maintain a certain level of living, because people, if you're gonna like have to move back in with your mum and things like that. I had to move back in with my mum just gone, but I was only supposed to be for 3 months. I ended up doing a year on a single bed. Do you know what I mean? People don't see that side of things while you're trying to figure things out, and trying to get a woman who's been earning X amount of thousands a month for doing little to no effort for something that she's been born with. Do you know what I mean?
I get it.
To take a back step and go and say, oh yeah, you've got to go and live at your mum's for a year on a single bed, she'd go, get fucked.
I don't like the ones that try and use the kids as well. Like, oh, my little one's got a great life because of this. Your kid don't need Louis Vuitton shoes and an action man in a fucking Armani top, mate. He needs a sit down and colour in with little man and take him to the park. There's more you can give a kid.
Needs his fucking dignity.
Exactly. All of that's waffle, mate. I don't want to hear you shower him in gifts. That's not parenting.
Yeah, it's not.
Do you know what I mean?
It's neglect, if anything.
Exactly.
It's just a pretty form of neglect if you're not putting the time in.
But again, I don't want to sound like I'm slating anyone, because we all have our agendas.
Nah.
We're all our, like, they could look at us and think, little man's buzzing, mate, he's happy. I've got a plan, and if you've got a plan, great for you, innit? But we're talking about purely the ones that haven't got a plan and they're just...
And that's the majority of people. The majority of people haven't got a manager, haven't got a strategy and all that, because they think, I'll do it all on my own. They're too ignorant to try and get a plan, and they've not really got an end goal. They just think, oh yeah, this is where fast money can come from, and like, they don't understand that it's not going to last.
Fast money is drug dealing. A lot of people know how to make money, but they don't know how to spend money. And when you make money fast, it's important that you know how to spend money, because it's your expenditure now that's going to give you longevity within that money.
Yeah.
Making fast money is easy. Go and get a phone and get a load of cards, and fucking Oxford Road, you'll have a load of students ringing you soon. Do you know what I mean? If you're pretty, get your titties out on OnlyFans, like we say, it is ways to make fast money, but then it's knowing what to do with your fast money if you want it to last. And that's where success comes from, innit? Do you know what I mean? People that know how to spend it, making money's easy, bro. But it's easy within a certain realm, then it gets hard over this side if you don't know how to spend it. You can make your money. That's how they're saying it. Put your money out to work. Let your money make you money. That's why they say bricks and mortar. Stuff like that, innit? Do you know what I mean? But again,
do you know what it is as well?
It's so easy for me to say, innit? I'm not rich yet.
What it is, see that field, because it's all online and it's all behind the camera and stuff like that, you're not learning any skills, you're not learning any life skills, you're not developing. So if you are going to be in a space like OnlyFans, you've got to have a vision and a goal that's greater than that, because if it's not, then you're gonna get stuck in this bracket where you're not gonna be learning any skills, you're gonna be getting older, you're gonna be selling something which is your looks, which is destined to fade, because everybody's looks is destined to fade. You're not gonna be building character, and if anything, if you're not building it, you're tearing it down. Do you know what I mean? So I think if you are gonna be in that space, make sure you're doing things outside of it for the greater good, and you've got a bigger purpose and a bigger future that you're thinking in the back of your mind every time you're putting your photos up and you're doing whatever. Don't be doing it for a lifestyle and all the wrong reasons, because it'll turn around and bite you on the arse.
Of course it will. It's the internet, bro, innit? OnlyFans aside.
It's a mad place.
Park OnlyFans and just the internet in general. There's money in every app you're on now. There's money in it if you pop in. YouTube, if you pop in, there's money in it. But again, it's that, I feel like maybe it's where there's a side of it's an algorithm thing, innit? There's a side of the algorithm that's really refreshing. There's good money there. It's a great space.
It depends what you use it for.
But then you come to the other side and there's people making money, but they're making it at the expense of something.
Their dignity.
Or, bro, do you see all these pranksters? I don't like them, bro. They annoy me.
Nah.
You guys really piss me off, because everything's funny until someone sends your teeth down your throat, and then you're playing the victim. And everyone's making out like this guy's the bad guy. But how many people have you run up to in Tesco and took stuff out of the shopping trolley and not told, oh, it's a joke, bro, and left that? They follow him. They don't know when to stop. Or the poor girl.
You get addicted to the clout as well, and like we were saying about the dignity thing, like if you're selling your soul on the internet for some clicks and some likes, trying to get a sponsorship deal and stuff like that, like with my page, like, anybody knows me knows I've got a sense of humour. I could have been a funny cunt and have 300k on there, do you know what I mean? And probably get some shitty deals and selling fucking crap energy drinks and doing more, and going down that fucking, being known as a goofy influencer with pure banter, do you know what I mean? You know, all that sort of shit. Like, there's ways and means of going about things, you know what I mean? They're not building certain people that are online, they're not building something organic or building something that's going to benefit other people. They're just doing it for their own selfish needs. And they're very, very, like, when you're in a space where you're building something substantial that's going to, like, give people inspiration and things like that, you can see these sorts of people from a mile off. Do you know what I mean? Like you're saying, like, on my algorithm and on my things, you go on there, you'd be lucky if you've seen somebody's ass. It's just fucking motivational clips, training videos, things like that, because that's what
what you want, innit?
Yeah, that's what I've trained my fucking... So you can develop your algorithm and your For You page to only give you back what you're actually looking for.
So you see, mentally now as well, bro, I believe we all do it. Wake up in the morning, you're on your phone. We're bad with them. You might not be. I'm bad on mine.
Try and give myself half hour, but it's hard.
Hard. And you open your eyes in the morning, what you're exposed to is going to shape your day. I don't care what anyone says. If you open your algorithm and some poor cunt's getting blown apart because you're seeing a lot of like war in other countries and stuff, or you see someone get stabbed up in the street because this is what all the fucking stupid kids are doing, unfortunately. Like, it's going to shape your day. Whereas you wake up, you see someone like yourself, right, guys, it's 6 a.m, I'm in the park, you think, you're in the park, cunt. I'm in the park with you, let's go then, do you know what I mean? I'm in the park before, it motivates you, doesn't it? Bro, honestly, what I see in the morning, it's what we sat down. I don't know if you know Riggs. You like Riggs? He's an artist, but he's very into his health and stuff, and he's spiritual, and he reads a lot. He's good, bro. We was talking about consumption. He was saying how he used to put a lot of emphasis on food, but as he's grown and he's read more and he's, into this journey, he's realised you consume through the eyes, through everything we consume daily. We consume more with our eyes than anything else, really. Never mind what you're eating.
So your brain in the morning, for the first half an hour, it's operating at a next level where your subconscious is more susceptible to programming. So they say for the first 30 minutes, you should either not be going on your phone or ingesting some sort of motivational or stimulating content, because if you don't, like you said, if you're opening it, the first thing you're looking at is fucking murder or something what's going on a million miles away. You start getting, you're letting it program you, and you don't even realise you're doing it. Like, I see so many good guys who used to have booming accounts, always like gym motivation, things like that. They're reposting deaths and wars that are happening 4,000 miles away that they can't control, and they're letting it and they're just recycling the propaganda, and I'm just thinking, you're miserable doing that.
I get why people do it, because it's like sometimes you see something negative, it bothers you, think, nah, this needs light shedding on it, because it's horrendous what happens in some of these countries, and we all know that, but although it's horrendous, tuning into it I know you're shedding light, I get it. Some people they really push to try to change stuff, but if you're taking that
don't let it take over you, man.
It's not good for you, man. It's definitely not good for you.
Nah, it takes over as well, because you'll see someone, you post one video, when all that stuff about that Gaza thing was going on, well, it still is obviously going on, whatever, but you get someone will put one video up, next minute they're putting it up every day, next minute it's every fucking story, it's just death, war, it's always misery, it's poverty, it's this and that.
And I'm like, it is really sad.
And you're thinking, that must be, and I know through being on Instagram and building my account that's all their For You page is going to be full of death, full of negativity and things like that. So you know that's a reflection. What people put on their stories, is a reflection of their internal state. So if they're constantly putting up war, if they're constantly putting up negativity, if they're constantly putting up things that they cannot control, things that are outside of their control, and they're not putting up gym things and things that are benefiting them and feeding their soul, then you can kind of judge where they're at inside and where their mental health is, do you know what I mean? So when I see people doing that, I feel for them. I think you used to be so positive, and now it's just murder, death, like war, loads of things, politics, things that you've got no control over. So if they're focusing on things that they can't control, that's not a good place to be mentally.
No, it's not. It's a mad one, innit? Because a lot of people, like you say, they share it to shed light on it, to raise awareness.
That's how it starts.
And I get why people share that, because it's like, we need to look at this because something needs to change. Yeah. But then when you see it too much, again, it's sad to say, but you can't let it consume you, because it will affect your day in, day out, how you see things, it's a dangerous place, man.
It is, bro. I'm a big believer in actionable steps, I was saying it the other day in a conversation, people like to put this mental health awareness, like to put on people taking their own lives and things like that on the story, and oh, it's so sad. But what else are you doing? If you're shining a light on something and you're basically just pointing out, this is here, look at this, but what are you doing to prevent it? Are you putting any systems in place? I think when people say, is there not enough help for mental health and things like that, you don't need any more awareness. You need systems, you need support, you need people standing up going, right, it's shit, but I'm here. Do you know what I mean?
We know it's there now, don't we?
Whereas
the next step?
Everybody, it's trendy. Everything that's going on that's negative, it becomes a trend. So everyone's putting mental health ambassador in the bio, or mental health awareness, or fucking this and that. But no one's raising no funds. No one's got a community. No one's got no groups. No one's got no support system. Do you know what I mean? So it's all good shining a light on something, saying this is bad. Look at this, it's terrible. But what are you actually doing though, other than shining a big fucking light on it? It's just a pretty form of neglect. Because if you're not offering your services, if you feel so strongly about all these things, go and do a protest, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's a free. Well, I say it's a free country. You use that pretty lightly. Yeah. But if you feel so strongly, protest. Otherwise, you're just gossiping and shining a light on things online. You're not really helping anyone. You're just making other people feel as sad as you do when you watch them clips.
Yeah, and I feel like when you see these people that sort of ambassadors, it takes away from the people that are actually genuinely there for that and do their utmost for change and stuff. They earn that title.
Yeah.
Don't throw that in your bio if you're not really
making the steps. You repost some stuff, you know what I mean? You think you're an ambassador for this and that, you fucking nothing.
If you're an ambassador and they're an ambassador, you're worlds apart, so
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? No, I get that, bro. Yeah, it's a mad place. The internet's scary, bro.
Do you know what though? It's like a steak knife in it. Do you know what I mean? You can cut up a beautiful dinner with it, or you can stick it in someone. Like it's a tool that can be.
It's meant to be a tool.
It's a tool that can be used for both good and bad. It just depends on the individual whose lap it falls on. Do you know what I mean? Like it's an opportunity. I took it. I used to be guilty before this account that I've got now. I used to have an account where I was constantly looking at birds and looking at things that I couldn't afford and comparing my life to other people's and bashing myself and just spoiling myself really. Do you know what I mean? But so like I do get it because I've been on that other side. I know what it's like. But then I've also seen the power of what it can do if you start putting out the right messages and the right positivity and you offer help to these people. Do you know what I mean? It's a powerful thing. 90% of people are just wasting it. They're clout chasing. They're trying to make their mediocre existence look absolutely 10/10 so much that they're not actually happy. You know what I mean? And it's fucking, it screams it. Like, it's so obvious. So I just, you know what I mean? When you see people like nowadays, you ever seen these guys like, you're making your own meal at home. I don't know about you, but if I'm eating at home, I'm eating because I'm hungry. It does not look pretty, but it's just like, this is my proteins, this is my fats, and this is my carbs, whatever it'll be. I just ram it all on a plate, and it spends longer in the pan. Yeah. It's fucking, it's gone, just fucking, you just yam it, do you know what I mean? You get these guys that are like, laying all the fruit on this side, cutting the steak up this way.
Looks pretty.
It looks absolutely beautiful, but you know, the steak's stone cold, mate, and the fruit's going stale. Just get it in you and stop trying to go like that over your fucking scran on the gram, man. It's mad.
It's making money online. People build, that's their avenue in it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I follow a guy that makes food. It's funny, you know. He actually makes me laugh. We love him, don't we? I can't remember his account, but it's the way he says, man. Okay, man, this is what I'm gonna do, man. It's just that funny, bro, when he's cooking.
If you're doing a cooking, if you're doing a cooking fucking page and you're teaching recipes and this is what I'm saying, and you're actually helping people and putting value on there. But if you're not like, look at my scran at home, innit, dead good. When you've just spent half an hour in your house, your food's gone cold. It's like a twat. Do you know what I mean?
Eat it.
But if you're actually like saying, look, like, I can teach you how to make this is healthy, and you're doing it in a positive manner, then sound, I'm all for that.
No, yeah, I hear that.
But people just using their accounts are just madness.
The internet's a mad place, bro. I don't know where it's gonna go, but it's only gonna develop, like, get bigger, and it come from when it came in, the development was slow in it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Big changes had come years later, like, wow, groundbreaking, now it's happening overnight.
Yeah.
So I don't know where it's going. But yeah, forget the internet anyway. I've got a question for you. So obviously your transition to where you are now. How old are you, bro? Same as me.
35.
So where do you see yourself like in the next 5 years then? With how things are going now, and do you have a plan, or are you sort of just going with the flow?
So I've just started, so I've got my first motivational speaking event at a fitness event in June.
Okay.
But in the meantime, I've been reaching out to like young offenders and places where there's loads of young people struggling, people who have been like come from rough areas and similar backgrounds to me, where they have like housing units and things like that. And I've offered to go in and speak and work with them and help them develop and things like that. And I've been thinking about setting up like a community interest company where I'm actually going to be actively going into schools, going into colleges and doing these talks for people and things like that. I just see myself as just being like what I am now times 10, 1,000, whatever. I'm on the right path, so I can only see it going. Like, I'm not saying I'm not going to hit me obstacles, but like I said, I've got the character to deal with it that I've developed over the years, so I'm ready for whatever's coming. But I just see myself growing and expanding and just changing as many lives as I can. I think in 5 years' time, I think my name will hold a lot of weight through all the work that I've done and how much I've give back. So I think like motivational speaking on a large scale is just definitely on the table in the next year or two. And I think like obviously growing this community and just changing as many lives as I can, really, bro. It's
rewarding, isn't it, as well?
It's fulfilling. So when I was younger, I used to chase things, not knowing that the thing like people always say, like, what makes you happy? What makes you happy? Like, happiness is like a quick feeling. Like, when I was happy when I opened that cupboard then and seen you had honey to go with the coffee, that was a moment of happiness for me. That it came, it went as fast as the fucking coffee got drunk. Do you know what I mean? I forgot about it. So, so happiness comes in spurts, but fulfillment, in life, like that's a lasting feeling. When you wake up every day with fulfillment, knowing that you're on your purpose, knowing that like the world's better because you're in it, that's the feeling that you want to chase. That's why a lot of men go off the rails, because they haven't got that feeling of fulfillment. But people need to get it out of their heads that chasing happiness is the way to go. Chase fulfillment and you'll find happiness within that.
Because I get a lick of happiness when I back a coffee for the gym, bro. I feel great till it wears off. Like it's chasing the next hit in it, really.
Dopamine hit. Dopamine hits,
You go gym, you have a pre-workout, you feel fantastic. You probably enjoy the pre-workout more than the gym itself, where the truth's at. This is sick, You get barely anything done because you're just whizzing your tits off. On the laptop and then just crash. Then you need a coffee. It's a dopamine hit. They say that comes with ADHD, I think, and stuff like that. Some people, they need that quick hit of something.
What do you think about that? Everyone's got ADHD now, haven't they?
I think, what I personally think is, some of us are just how we are, bro. There's not a name to put on something, like, because you're full of beans and you're proactive.
If you're full of beans and you're energetic and things like that, they go, people that ask you, have you got ADHD? And I'm like, no.
I'm just in a good mood, bro.
Proactive but the world's so sensitive now, you can't even be enthusiastic too much because people will start putting a label on you like you're mentally fucked.
This is what, when I was a kid, if someone had ADHD, they was bouncing off the walls day in, day out.
Yeah, they couldn't shut up.
So, if we're still using that as an example, I might be bouncing off the walls one day and the next day Mum's like, you all right today? I'm like, no, just a bit deflated today, it happens. Yeah. So I can't have ADHD one day and not the other, can I?
It's not selective, it's supposed to be an uncontrollable outburst and things like that. That was the old school version anyway, now they're giving it to everyone.
Maybe we all have our own unique personalities, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's, and again, if you wake up one day and the first thing you see on your phone is negative, maybe that shaped my day, like we just said.
I
might have woke up the next day and I've been paid, I'm in a good mood today. You know what I mean? Or an influencer's inbox me and wants to get on a podcast, or, I've been followed by a certain thing and they want to work. It's a great feeling. You've been chasing something, I don't know, and then others, you might wake up and you're in your overdraft. It's going to shape your day, bro. You know what I mean? It's probably best to not look at your bank first thing in the morning, to be honest. But yeah, I don't know about ADHD, bro. What I will say is, I don't think we should loosely throw it at our kids at such a young age. I've got nieces, nephews, friends around.
Yeah.
And what I think, when the kids hear it too much, they'll start using it as an example to act like a little knob.
Use it as an excuse, something to blame on. This is what I say about the mental health thing. Like, a lot of people, all this awareness, and all these labels that they're throwing about, it just breeds excuses, it breeds laziness, it gives people a reason not to try.
Well, that's me ADHD. My mum said I've got ADHD, so I'm allowed to run across your couch with my shoes on. No, you're not.
I don't have to get up and try, I don't have to be fucking tuned in, I can just be my own.
I don't think it's good.
I
think, and if they have got it, keep it to yourself, don't let them know.
Yeah, especially when parents say it, like, you hear parents saying, oh yeah, they're autistic, and I'm just like, why are you telling them that a 7-year-old that?
I think it could put them on pause and it could play. We overthink things in our minds, and we subconsciously, you plant the seeds, that could sit in the back of their head there, where they're not even thinking about it, it's there, affecting them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and they start questioning themselves and looking in, and especially when you're a kid and you're trying to figure out who you actually are.
Exactly.
Like, you don't want someone else telling you you're this way, you're that way, because it'll play on the back of your mind.
I think it will, yeah. I don't know, I think we've just got our own unique personalities. So a lot of it could be psychological. I told my missus about this the other day. When I was in jail when I was younger, I used to sit down with probation, and then they said, we're trying a new approach. So they sat me down with a different woman. This woman weren't forcing courses on me. She just spoke to me. And then she told me about, say every day you're a kid, bro, and I tell you, you're a little knob. You're a little knob. Before long, you're going to be a fucking little, you're going to be good at your little knob role, mate. You're going to be on smoke, or you're incapable, you're shit, you're this. She described it like this, and I thought it was good. She said, your brain, you're like a field on a grass, a grass field.
Yeah.
And what do we as humans do? When we cut across the grass, what do? There's a path that we have formed as people. And what do? You walk along until you find that path that random individuals walked into the grass, and you walk it yourself. Before you know it, you got this muddy path. We're programmed to follow that route that no one put there, no one told you to go along it, but you choose to walk that path. So, knobhead. It forms in your head that you're incapable, you're this. So what you need to do is start speaking life into them. You're great, you're capable, you can do it. And it rewires the brain to think, I can take on the world today. I'm capable of doing so. And when she said that to me, I thought that was a good thing, what she told me, and it really stuck with me, bro. Do you understand?
Yeah, you got to, especially with kids, you got to encourage them as young people, because they're more susceptible to programming. Do you know what I mean? They listen and they remember a lot of things. Like, I remember, like, when I was growing up, I had it hard when I was a kid. I had, like, being bullied and things like that. And I still, to this day now, in my 30s, remember who said what and why they said it and this and that. Do you know what I mean?
Powerful.
And they'll carry it on into their adult life. That's why you get people like myself and that who are like late bloomers, so to speak, and late to the party, like what I was saying before, because loads of people have put like negativity on us since being a kid, like saying certain things. So I don't think like throwing labels on them, telling them they're already mentally handicapped and things like that. I just are at some sort of disadvantage to the rest of the kids. He's going to do anything for the confidence and anything for the development further down the line. So I think it is a touchy one.
Yeah, it is. There's no. You could have this conversation in a room full of different people. We'd all have different opinions. I don't think there's a right or wrong way, but what I do think is we should definitely not just be ramming them words on them, like throwing them words on them and just let them find their feet. Because we could go down the other route, bro, where some of these parents are letting them decide what they want to be. It's not a boy or a girl yet, but we won't even go on that one.
Nah, okay, now, hey, you're trying to get the podcast up off the ground, not get shut down fucking before it's even started.
It's a crazy world.
Okay, now.
Right then, bro, so we'll look to wrap up soon, but before we get there, what's next for you? Like, where you, like, you know, you're here now. I know you said you got a lot of podcasts coming up.
Yeah, so I've got a few podcast appearances this month. I've got 3 in a minute. So I've got 2 in 2 weeks that are back to back down south. Okay. Pretty big ones, pretty good ones, and then I've got another one down south again the week after. So I'm just basically campaigning at the moment, just trying to get my messages out there, trying to shine some light on me profile, trying to like find like-minded people like yourself, and hopefully my audience can start following you and start getting, do you know what I mean? Just basically, because everyone in this space, we're all on a similar mission. We're all trying to grow. We're all trying to find our way. Not got anybody who's paved the way before us. We're just, let's be honest, we're just winging it, mate. So if properly. I can help you wing it a little bit more and vice versa, and your profile's going to help me and this and that, like, it's about lifting each other up. We're like, because we're out of that crabs in the bucket mentality now, do you know what I mean? And like, what the places we come from, it's not like that. Not everybody wants to lift each other up. So if I can come to like a podcast like this from a local person who I fuck with them, do you know what I mean? Because I heard you speaking on a podcast with Jerome and that in the barbershop, mate, and I was like, you know what, I wanted to be in that room. I was like, I need to be having conversations with these guys. These guys have got topics to talk about, and these are my kind of people. These are just straight talking. There's no bravado. No one was trying to overly sell themselves or big themselves up. So if I can get on similar podcasts with people like that, then I'm happy. So I'm just going to be trying to make as many, still changing, still growing, still learning, still adapting, do you know what I mean? Still trying to better myself and create that version of myself and that individual that I needed when I was younger. Like the mission's still going to be the same, but just scaling, just trying to get more eyes on my thing, trying to grow my community, trying to fucking push these courses out that are going to change people's lives, just trying to help as many people as I can. And like I was saying before, start really getting my feet wet in this motivational speaking space, do you know what I mean?
It's definitely.
I think I'll impact. It's my bag, that.
It's your bag, 100% it is. Because sometimes as well, it's like a great performer, bro. Have you ever, all right, let's use artists as an example. You might listen to, say you're into your rap music. Great in the car, you go watch them on stage, bro. They're not performers.
Yeah.
You get someone else on stage now you've never heard of. Not the best song, but the performance gasses you up and you think, you are a performer.
Yeah.
Now, with someone like yourself, you are a performer. You can speak, you can project your vocals, and people. It's an aura thing, bro. Some things can't be taught. You could do 100 classes on. This is how you want to be at. You can show people to an extent, but it's an aura thing. I feel like you've got that in the bag. You're very positive anyway. Do you know what I mean? There's a lived experience now. The way you project that, it works, bro. Do you know what I mean?
I've helped a lot of people as well. So some of my mates and that and people who used to knock about with, they've took inspiration from what I'm doing, and they're like, can you help me do it? I want to do it. But then when you get them on front of camera, they don't really sound like, with me, you know what
convincing.
I believe what I'm actually saying. Spit's flying everywhere in the fucking car or wherever I am, and you think he actually believes it.
Because you're passionate, bro.
Yeah, he believes it in his heart.
Bro. People buy into it.
Passionate comes from within, so if it's not in you can't put it on you, do you know what I mean?
This is why I'm saying, go back to a performance. You'll go and watch artists on stage and you think, I can't even be asked being here.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. You don't really want this.
Exactly, where you'll get someone and they go on there and they put you on a show. I've watched certain artists perform and I think, we'll just leave you on the CD in the car because you've ruined it for me now. I'm a big fan. You know what I mean? You're not a performer. And I've seen nobody's on thought, I need this song, gone home, played it in the car and thought, it's not hitting the same.
Not the same energy, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a level of energy they got to come with.
What I will say, bro, don't know if you meant to do it, but even the way you come in the room, it's the same person. It just come in full of beans, just ready to take on the world. That's you, bro. It is
That's what I mean. You can't change for yourself. Like, I'm all for, like,
Adapting.
Like, yeah, I'm all for adapting and changing in a positive way and that, but you get some people like, they shell up in different environments. Like I could have a conversation like this if the room was full. Like I did a podcast the other day and the room was full, but you can't see it behind the camera. Like you've just got to think, you've just got to be yourself.
You can adapt to an environment and your surroundings without changing who you are and losing.
And when you're being authentic and you know you believe what you're actually saying, you can say it in front of anyone.
Oh yeah.
There's people because there's people out there, and you've got a lot to say, but they're scared of saying it because of how it might be received. Do you know what I mean?
Then that sometimes can come from a place of, you don't believe it, do you? If you're afraid of what they're going to say, do you really stand on it?
Could be insecurities though, people like, again, you can even take it back to where we've come from, like we're going to stand on what we believe in because that's all we know.
The internet's a violent place, so I can understand why some people don't want to go on camera because they've seen what some people go through. The internet is a horrible, some of the things people say and I think, all right, you disagree with this song or this person. I think, bro, is it got you that mad that they're going in?
Yeah.
Like,
they're just projecting
really
their frustrations, though, innit? They're just projecting what's going on inside. So I'm the worst person. Like, you could try and put me down, like mouth to mouth, and I'd give anyone. If I was a rapper and rap battle, it'd be Pete for rap battles because I'd be terrorising them all. Yeah, I'm very verbal. Do you know what I mean? I can fucking just rip people like that if I wanted to. So it is hard for me when I'm getting these backlash comments and this hate and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, I've had like a little strategy myself where I'm like on the toilet reading my comments and someone will say something about me. I'll type back the naughtiest insult ever, but then like, get it out of my system and I'll delete it and then leave it and then leave it.
Because you can read it, you can see it then. That's a good method because you can see what everyone else is going to see. You know, when you look at it, you think, shit, that mate. Was I really going to send that?
Yeah, and I do it, and I think he nearly made me break character. Yeah. He nearly poked me. Some people just want to trick you out of your position, so they'll just fucking poke you until you react, and you'll fuck up your own blessings for yourself. And people in the comments, 9 times out of 10, they've got a fucking cat picture or picture of some outdoors madness. Do you know what I mean? They don't use the real name. It's user 1579 blah blah blah, following 5,000, got 1 follower. Just a proper little fucking virgin, probably in his mum's box room. Chatting shit. So that's how you've got to get to a level where you can't let things affect you like that. And the fucking haters are only really something that like a trophy that winners get to collect. So if you're getting like, there's a reason why Cristiano Ronaldo's not there on Sunday League telling them all the shit because he's too busy winning. Do you know what I mean?
People don't hate on people that ain't got nothing. You're doing something right.
And they hate on things that they don't see as possible for themselves. They hate on what they give up on. They see someone getting notoriety and seeing people getting admiration from others. And they hate on that. They don't hate you personally. Some people think it's a personal attack on me. It's not. They just hate on the fact, the way other people view you. They can't stand the fact. They overlook the fucking 100 videos a month. They overlook the self-doubt. That's what I'm saying about this social media. You don't see what's behind the scenes. You don't see the stress that person's going through. So before you're going to judge someone online, make sure you know the fucking backstory. Whereas these little haters in the comments and that, they're not thinking about your backstory. They're just seeing the finished product and thinking that you got it on sale. They're just seeing. That's why they don't want to invest in you because they think that you got your blessing half price. And it's like, no, I fucking slaved away for this. I've got through my own demons and my own self-doubt and had sleepless nights and been sat here grafting. Like, do you know what I mean? Like someone could come and like hate and be hating on a podcast, and you're like, you don't see that, like you and your missus putting the graft in constantly and constantly doing the editing and the hours and the back and forth and the disagreements and the fucking times when it gets heated up in this bitch. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, because you're human beings trying to come together and build something. But people online, they don't, because they've never worked on anything themselves. They don't believe that you've worked on it. They think you've got, like I was saying, you think you've got your blessings half price. So
handed you on a plate.
Yeah, exactly, bro. So I don't even fucking, don't get me wrong, I'm a human being. So when somebody fucking pokes me or whatever, they catch me on the wrong day, mate, and I'm like, they're thinking, you bastard.
Oh,
but then other days, I'm just fucking laugh it off and just pray for him. I think, you know what, I'll just say a little prayer for you because you need it more. Do you know what I mean? You need praying for twice today, mate, and I'll just leave it there, brother.
Nah, bro, I'm with you on it. Fully get it. So courses wise and whatnot, where can they find them? If anyone wanted to get on you with one of your courses, are they in your bio or should they just drop you in?
Yeah, so I've got a link to my own website, petergknows.com. It's in me bio on Instagram, it's in my bio on TikTok, but he just messaged me on by the DMs. If you're not a weirdo and you've not got a cat picture and you genuinely want help, that's the only thing I ever require from anybody who says, because I see all the requests, I get tons of outreach every day, but I know the difference between someone who genuinely wants help and someone who just wants to appear helpless and get some attention. And that's the wicked thing about social media. It's all right saying, oh, nothing's working for me and this and that, but you go, yeah, then here's a solution. My community and that, it's pennies. It's the same price as fucking Netflix. But do you know what I mean? But people's priorities are all twisted, and they'd rather appear to be helpless and no one's there for me and woe is me and no, because they get a little bit of sympathy and the dopamine kind of like feeds them for a little bit. But this is what I'm saying: if you are actually gonna you want help and you want to turn your shit around, just DM me, or you know what I mean, and we'll set up a call, and I offer people a one-to-one call first for free, just so I can get it's like a vetting process, an interview, so I see where you're at and I can judge people. There's so many people that I turn away because they're absolutely fucking barney, or there's people that do you know what I mean, and they're not pure, and I've got to look after my other clients and the other people in the community who are thriving. Like I've took people from the fucking bones of their ass to fucking thriving, so then I can't bring any old fucking user 1579 fucking wrong and put him in the community because it'll disrupt the flow. Do you know what I mean? So if you're genuine and you want help and you want to know how I fucking got this mindset and this positive view on life, just shoot me a DM. Do you know what I mean?
What's your Instagram?
Peter G Knows, or that's on TikTok and on Instagram. They're the two best places to get me. You get me on there all day.
Peter G Knows as in
Peter G Knows as in KN. Yeah.
I clocked that when I read it.
He knows a little about a lot.
Yeah, man. Go on then, bro. We'll wrap it up there.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure, man.
And what we will do, like I said off cam, we'll get a table together, we'll get a few of us around it, we'll throw some topics in. If there's any topics you want us to touch on and stuff, it'll be coming soon now. I'm a bit of a procrastinator sometimes. I just need to throw myself into it, do you know what I mean?
When you feel like you've got more to do, it's an healthy way. Procrastinating is when you're not really acting on it, but you're acting on it. Like you put this together today, and you know you've got a vision for something bigger. So I won't call it procrastination. I'll just call it you're just eager to get it, to get it going, bro. So yeah, man. But it's been a fucking pleasure, bro. Honestly.
Definitely, bro. Thank you for coming on, bro. We'll do it again, yeah.